And we're good. We're good. We're ready.
Yay.
All right. So I wasn't
This is
about.
the first thing that you played with me with my new headphones.
Oh, exciting! Yes, you have new headphones. Let's do the audio test for that. Say something.
I mean, it'd be the same as it normally is, probably.
Okay, we're good. I just had to crank you down like a little bit.
Uh, uh,
All right, we're good. So
oh my god.
funny enough, I was kind of thinking to myself like, oh, I don't want to stream today. This sounds like a lot of work. And then I remembered, oh, wait a minute. What chapter are we doing today? And then I was like, no, now I gotta do it. I want to do it. We're doing it.
Yeah, let's do this.
Sometimes it's all about just like remembering where you are and be like, oh yeah, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, I got back into Elden Ring, and I'm remembering why I stopped playing it because it's just kind of
Huge.
yeah.
They make us go through the squirrel cutscene again. Oh,
Uh, yeah, it's just too big, and I kind of got bored.
I get you. On that note, I'm gonna just see if there's anything I need to level up real quick.
Oh yeah, probably a good idea.
There's a chest. It's mine now.
You did this. I did? Yes, with your bear claws. I didn't know.
Hey, don't you two start up again. Can't you see my head pounding?
Oh yeah, remember,
I don't have it. You don't.
Sindri got hurt by Boy.
I did not remember,
Well, now you know.
and knowing is half the battle. So I got back into watching Doctor Who. Uh, Ironically enough, I didn't actually watch Doctor Who at all this week
Fair
because
enough.
I was busy watching other stuff,
I get you.
like Quentin's 9-hour Sam and Cat finale.
Ah, fair enough.
The last like hour and a half of it is him
Wait,
doing
no.
a review of Jeanette McCurdy's book.
I need to upgrade my armor. Is there anything in armor that needs upgrading? Nope. I just don't got enough hacks over for that. Let's sell some stuff. Yay, no upgrade. No, okay. This is more or less the end result of like no side missions.
Whether you get severely underpowered.
I just don't get all the really cool gear and or up and hacks over they give out.
Fair.
So I'm entering with like low money.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm in the process of watching like whenever I have the free time I've been watching this 17-hour Fallout 4 analysis and like that pinpoints everything that went wrong with it.
Fair enough.
And a decent chunk of it comes down to the writer.
This is Fallout 4, right?
Yes.
Oh,
The writer for Fallout 4 also did Skyrim, Fallout 3, and the Dark Brotherhood quest of Oblivion. So he stated in an interview that
oh, this
he
is funny. This is funny.
what?
Boy just asked, "Oh, what's the story behind Dropnir?" And Kratos is like, "Well, I didn't think to ask, and because I'm used to having you do it for me," which is funny and kind of cute. Kind of
Yeah,
shows their
a little meta.
dynamic.
Yeah, because Boy
Oh
was supposed to
shoot!
be.
You saw that, right?
Yeah, I did. Zombie Doggo.
Big doggo. So where did we leave off, if you recall?
Uh, Boy accidentally freed Big Doggo. The Heimdall was Angie, and so Boy ran back to Dad to fix it.
There we go. And yep, that's it. That's the lore.
So, yeah, in an interview, the lead writer of Fallout 4, and he also worked on Starfield, but Starfield hadn't come out when this analysis came out. Uh, However, he did say the person that did the analysis did point out that because the writer is in charge of Starfield, you probably shouldn't get your hopes up, and he was absolutely right. Uh, Anywho, the writer said in an interview they doesn't have design documents, does not keep design documents, and does not feel beholden to lore that someone wrote 20 years back.
I read part of that. I watched part of that, like just a
Yeah.
segment of it.
And when he was talking about the themes of Fallout 4, he was like, yeah, no, Fallout 4 is a lot of themes, like 1950s Americano and post-apocalypse. It's like, that's not themes.
That's a genre.
That's a setting and an aesthetic. Those aren't themes, though. Those are the set dressing for the themes to come through.
What's the theme of God of War?
Well, it depends on the one, but this one, it is fatherhood and watching your boy grow up. Like, having to come to terms that eventually your kids will grow up.
Yep.
Exemplified by the fact that boy is far more independent in this one.
And you get to play as him.
Yeah. An indicator of how independent he is, that he can do things without Kratos having to, be there.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I
It's a
very
coming of
much
age
was
story for
anticipating, like, when the original God of War 2018 was announced. I kind of was thinking to myself, like, oh, are they gonna kill off Kratos and replace him with his son after like the first mission? And then they did it, and I'm like, oh, that's even better, to be honest.
Yeah. The theme of God of War 2018 is not being defined by your past.
I think that's important for both versions, but more so for like God of War 2018, but more the fact that your past shouldn't keep you from connecting with others in the now. You know?
Yeah, because it's well written.
Yes.
It actually has a theme.
Heck, even the original God of War has themes and meaning to it. It's better written than
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4. And like I
Yeah.
can point to a single scene that's like just proof of that.
Which one?
It's the scene in God of War 3 where Kratos kills Hera
Yeah.
because he was originally just going to let her live. He had no reason to kill her, no want to actually do anything to, Hera. She was just a rude lady to him, and that's like, this is not worth killing over. And then she threatens Pandora, and his like dad instincts come in. And that's not even like the most obvious example of that kind of behavior in that game.
I would say the most obvious example is when Ares tricked him to kill his wife and daughter, and that sent him on the revenge quest.
Another good bit of God of War where they do the whole like dad vengeful streak is the entire Pandora storyline. In particular, where he's ready to sacrifice her, and he's like, actually, I don't care about revenge anymore.
Yeah, that's because, the entire reason he had done everything, the reason why he was angry with the gods was because they took his family away from him.
In a way,
Ares
they
in
wouldn't let him
particular.
move on.
Exactly. And that harbored anger towards Ares, which then extended to the other gods when, Zeus did the thing.
He made him a god. He wouldn't let him move on from the one thing he wanted to move on from,
Yeah, and in 2018 and Ragnarok, he's been trying so damn hard to move on, but people just keep pulling him back in. The ending I want for Kratos, I don't want him to die in a glorious battle. I want him to just finally be able to go back to his shack and not have to worry about any other gods knocking on his door. Live. The ending I want for him is for him to live the rest of his days peacefully, because he deserves it. He's done so much to try and atone for his sins, and especially in this game where he actively does not want to, like, everyone is trying to get him to be the person he was back in Greece so that he can, you know, play a major part in Ragnarok, and he doesn't want that. He just wants his son to be safe and to live a quiet life.
You know, part of that
He's a
like
lot like Tyr.
part of that like conversation makes me want to like discuss. Give me a second. It makes me want to discuss the importance of. Give me a second. You can definitely tell I'm not very smart because the puzzles are distracting.
You would have just had to hit it on the circles.
There we go. Yep, puzzle brain doesn't work with talkie brain.
Fair.
Dang it. What was I saying?
Something about conversation.
This kind of conversation makes you want to like bring in, pull out Valhalla because it does tackle like what Kratos wants in life, you know?
Yeah.
Which is an important conversation to have, especially in like where
Here's a
things
question.
go from here when we're done with Yep.
Here's a really good question. If Kratos was offered the chance to, like, for time to be rewritten and he live peacefully with his wife and daughter in a timeline that they never died in, uh, but the cost would be boy would no longer exist, do you think he would take that?
I don't think he would.
I don't either.
Because even if he does regret it,
He has
any
moved on.
timeline in which he just erases it is not worth it because he would still have the knowledge that it happened. Even if they removed it, it's still his knowledge of what happened. He still wouldn't feel right about it.
Also, he was effectively forced to give up that opportunity in one of the PSP games.
To be
Where
fair, as weird as I have said in the past, Chains of Olympus is, it does really touch on the fact that Kratos will always do what's right for his family, no matter the cost to himself.
Yeah. There's a D&D podcast, Adventure Zone. This is gonna be a late game spoiler or late campaign spoilers for it, but it's been out for years, so who the fuck cares? There's one character named Magnus Burnsides whose backstory is when he was away on he was a folk hero because he defeated a mad governor in his town, which was built on like large columns of stone that were like connected by bridges and stuff. He defeated the mad governor and set the town free from his tyranny, and then later on when he went out of town for a carpentry competition. When he had returned, the Mad Governor had blown up the pillars that the town was built on, causing it to be collapsed, which resulted in his wife dying, and that was his backstory. So later in the campaign, like the penultimate arc, they are recovering a relic, which is a chalice filled with time itself. and the chalice is a sentient being, and instead of trying to like corrupt them, offers to make them a deal because they're there to destroy the chalice, and the chalice doesn't want to be destroyed.
Of course, nobody wants to be
And
destroyed.
so the chalice, before all these the artifacts that were like the chalice, it was just like a wisdom save or two, in order to avoid its temptation. But this one, Griffin did a thing that was a little bit different by actually making an offer that would be very, very difficult to refuse. And the offer
The
to
best kind.
Magnus was that he could go back. The chalice would send him back to his to that day that everything was ripped away from him, and give him the opportunity to prevent it.
Oh, the hardest choice.
Oh yeah. And his response was Travis's response was as Magnus. It was something along the lines of like, I would, I want that more than anything in the world, but Julia wouldn't want that. Would not want that. Julia was the dead wife.
I think sometimes the choice ends up being, if I made that choice, I wouldn't be worthy of it anyway.
Yeah, I love those interpretations where the reason why the person declines that kind of choice isn't because they're better than that, but because they know the person that they would save as a result would be extremely disappointed in them, to the point where they wouldn't be able to look them in the eye.
On a side note, um,
I
God
love
of
the
War
doggo.
discussion. Are you familiar with how they do the like large scale battles in like the first game?
I mean, it's all like. Do you mean like in terms of cinematography?
Yeah, cinematography. Like the large scale like stuff related to like Kronos in the background, stuff like that.
I would assume it's similar to. Oh wait, in the background?
Yes,
Uh,
in like the
is it?
original God of War 1 and 2.
Uh, so in the background, not as like the level.
And a bit of both, yeah.
Okay. Well, in the as a level, like climbing up the Titans, I would assume that it'd be similar to Shadow of the Colossus.
No, it's more interesting than that. Um,
Oh.
whenever you see Kronos, he's actually a normal size model. He's not a big size model like you would think.
Oh,
What
is
they
he just
do is they
closer to the
use
camera and uses masking with the foreground?
what they do a lot of really cool tricks with depth perception. But yeah, that is part of what they do.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
It's how they made the horses of time look so big in God of War 2, and how Kronos looks like massive in God of War 1.
Yeah, whenever he's uh crawling through the desert.
Yes.
God, every time I think about the original trilogy, I think of how Athena was wrong at every step of the way.
There's a great quote in the Valhalla DLC where Kratos says, "I was only taking Athena's advice," and one of the other Greek gods says, "You took Athena's advice? No wonder you fucked up."
Yeah, I agree. Athena has been wrong. Athena's most egregious time of being wrong was the whole Pandora situation. Because she was so convinced that Hope was still in the box after Kratos had opened it.
Oh, there we go. That's what it is.
my arrows stick to the wood up there.
Yeah, we know. I do wish they didn't do that so much.
I mean, I know why they do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Oh, you fuck. Boy, aim better.
Alka.
yeah. What I mean is like telling you the answer as you're doing
Figuring
the
it out.
thing. Well, as you've already solved it and are just trying to do the thing.
Fair enough. A lot of people have complained about that, and even the devs have said they probably fine-tuned it too much.
Just have it be like if you're already firing at arrows at the wood, then probably
Close.
uh
Promise me you won't kill him.
make it so that he doesn't say the thing.
Fair. Okay, where am I going? I'm going...
God, I love Kratos' character development through all this. Like him actively saying he's going to try not to kill it is
Kill the doggo?
yeah, it's very different from like if it was God of War 1 Kratos, he would have no hesitations about killing the dog. But here he's going to at least try to not kill.
That's fair. I kind of want to replay one of the older God of Wars when we're done with this one, if only because it's like just great juxtaposition.
Looks like there's
Oh yeah, we agreed that you could play one God of War 1
That's fair.
on the channel.
I think what we originally planned was you're gonna play God of War 1, and then I was gonna play this one, just for like the juxtaposition. Unfortunately, that didn't turn out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I refuse to get the PlayStation Plus Premium.
It doesn't even stream all that well. Like I watched the video from Oni Plays where they were like, "God, this streaming service sucks, but."
I think the game should just be available like for purchase. You should just be able to buy them.
Yeah. Thankfully, I still have the PS3 God of War collection.
Nice.
What is your plan?
sort of
Oh,
picking it up.
here's the thing. So I got my PS3 in like 2016.
It's worked so far.
So by
Yeah.
then, all the really good games are already out.
Nice.
Oh shoot, doggo.
Oh, he's shooting lasers out of his mouth.
Now what?
And they're like, okay, and it was like a GameStop deal where they're like, okay, you buy the PlayStation 3, you can get like 3 free games out of it as long as they're under like $20.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anyway, the entire God of War collection, including the third game, was like $20. So I was like, yeah. They're like, yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
And it's been a
Man,
great deal ever since because it was my first time playing the series.
Yeah. It's such a shame that David Jaffe is only known for his Metroid Dread at this point.
I mean, with good
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah. I mean, I did play Devil's Advocate when I recorded Metroid Dread. I didn't like. I can understand why someone might not miss it. The way the enemies are crawling on the ceiling.
Good plan. Let's move.
Oh, doggo.
Hell yeah. The way the enemies were crawling on the ceiling in that room. It's clear the intention is you're supposed to aim for the enemies and miss a couple shots, which would destroy the blocks. However, if you have really good aim, like I do, then
Oh.
oh,
I love the animations in the dog, by the way.
I really hope what I'm hoping for is at the like when you finally get to the end of the Garm arc, like Atreus like cautiously walks forward with his hand out, and Garm lets him to pet him. That's how I hope it this arc
That
ends
sounds
with this
adorable.
chapter. You know, like How to Train Your Dragon,
Oh,
but
I
bigger.
loved How to Train Your Dragon. That's like one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah. It is a really good movie, but also not even close to being the best DreamWorks film. And that's just because DreamWorks has so many other amazing films.
I will say this: How to Train Your Dragon 3 is my personal disappointment. Uh,
I I thought it was fine until the ending.
that is part of how I agree. I think part of my issue is that for the most part, it feels like a story that got rewritten at the last point because one of the things is like one character has the line of one of these days you're gonna meet somebody you can't just beat up, and then at the end of the movie he just beats him up. And I'm
Yeah,
like, you had the line specifically for you're gonna run into somebody you can't beat by just beating them, and then he just kicks him and lets gravity do the solving. I'm like, see, that's the issue. That line says he's not gonna win this one, or at best it's gonna be a Pyrrhic victory. It's a victory born through sacrifice or something. And then they kind of try to make it like that at the end, but it's like
yeah,
the
but
worst
they're like,
explanation.
oh, yeah. I think that what it should have been was,
Get back in my range. There we go. There we go. What was it?
uh, I don't even remember. I feel like they ended up. The reason why I liked the first one far more than the second and third, in regards to the way they fought, is because in the first one victory was won through Hiccup's ability to strategize. He realized, like, because he had taken so many notes on dragons, he realized that if you can fuck them up by igniting their gases while they're still breathing it, uh,
Yeah.
and their insides aren't fireproof, and he used that knowledge to defeat the Dragon Queen. Uh, but then uh, in How to Train Your Dragon 2, it was they won just through the sheer force of will. Like, and then, like, I feel like it should have been more about outsmarting the opponent rather than just like hitting them really hard, you know, or just power of
Oh, I get it.
friendship.
I think one of my issues with the second one, and the second one's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. I think one of my
Yeah,
issues with its like ending is that the power of victory doesn't come from sacrifice or strategy. It kind of comes from the fact that at the end of the day, they just happen to have their own alpha. You know?
yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I think I think that the third movie, a better ending would have been like,
Road to El Dorado.
well, no, like beating the bad guy for now, but knowing the bad guy survives and will come back, and then they have to, you know what I mean?
I get what
I
you
mean,
mean.
they try to do that by having it be like, even though like the bad guy is beaten for good, like, oh, but there will be others, so we need to sacrifice or we need to get rid of the dragon. Like, I, they were trying to have their cake and eat it too. You know,
I
and
get it.
I think the ending would have still worked if they didn't have the final scene where they meet the dragons again, like 20 years down or 10 years down the line.
I think the way I would have done it is victory is achieved by sort of Road to El Doradoing it, where they end up caving in the dragon sanctuary, and the guy just is like no way in. So he's sort of sitting there like at the cave entrance, going like, "How can't I get in? How?" And then Hiccup just sort of walks away, and the bad guy's like just never moves on.
Yeah, or maybe like tries to start digging through it, but the thing it's still unstable. Hiccup tries to like pull him back, pointing out it, and then like the guy ends up caving in himself trying to dig out the sanctuary.
Oh, that's actually a brilliant idea. I love that one a lot.
Yeah, that way the line would still stand. Like you're gonna find some of the, and it would still work with Hiccup being able to outsmart someone. It would be outsmarting with a massive sacrifice.
I might have trouble with this one. This is on me. I'm sort of half fighting.
I believe in you.
Come on, come on, get me that last little bit so I can start doing the special move.
So, back to Fallout 4. Its writing is just so bad.
There we go.
You know how I would have handled Fallout 4?
I think you mentioned this before, but tell it for the audience.
Well,
Why not?
I didn't mention it on the channel.
Oh, I love that.
I love that. Step one, I would make Kellogg be a synth. Like, instead of being a cyborg who just looks the same, I would have him be a synth.
I love that Atreus' quick time events are all square. Oh,
Did you break his neck?
yes.
I was really hoping you could tame it.
Oh, but that's so brutal. I love it. That's classic God of War stuff right there.
It's my fault he got loose. That he's dead.
Sometimes there is no
Look at the
way.
detail on the dog, by the way.
Oh yeah, the scarring.
The nose. Look at that. That is very dog nosy.
Yeah. It's got that texture of a PlayStation 2 controller joystick.
Oh my god, you're right.
Do you
I'm-
know how many dogs they have to kill in order to harvest that?
You
They
know
have
how
to kill
many
two-
good boys they have to sand down?
Just go home now.
It takes it takes 2 dogs to make one PS2 controller. Are you happy?
I have no idea what I'm doing here. Oh, and now I now remember. Okay.
All right. So, yeah, what I would do is step 1 so I would have it be instead of like referring to instead of like in the opening cutscene, or I mean, yeah, the opening cutscene I would definitely change. Wouldn't call the director old man. I would just have them refer to
F.
the director as the director. Step 2,
Okay. Can you lift the
I would have it be that
I'll just wait here.
I'd have it be that
I screwed up. I love that the boy's still trapped behind the doorway, so he has to come back. Okay, that's
Anywho.
on me.
Where was I? Right. I'd have it be fucking hell. you would wake up, you'd do all the thing, you'd play through the game. Kellogg would actually be a synth,
Come on. There
uh,
we go.
and when you get to the institute, the twist would not be that that Sean is an old man. The twist would be that your spouse is the current director, and also like
Oh,
old,
something's wrong.
like 20 or 30 years had passed. Uh, and it would turn out that your spouse was shot with a tranquilizer. And then the extra twist would be that you were a synth all along, and the real you is still in cryostasis, and that the uh, that the rapid unfreezing and refreezing that happened in the beginning caused severe damage. So the plot would be that uh, the spouse is
Oh,
created you as a synth in order to transfer her consciousness into, or the original used consciousness into. Look, I'm glad that the good boy, is still alive.
there we go. Boom. Not only is the
Yeah,
good boy still alive, he's a bigger boy. Nah, he's still the same size.
I figured. So yeah, how do you think Fallout 4 would be? Do you think the story would be better if it turns out you were a synth, and the reason why they were making the human-like synths is to eventually transfer their consciousness into?
That is
Uh,
more interesting because it actually
yeah,
adds in a whole extra layer of like,
What else did you
is this ethical? You know?
yeah, and also answers the question as to why they're doing it in the first place. You know, a question that was never answered in the original game. They just do it. Their excuse is, "Oh, we're doing it to further humanity." It's like, how?
By the way, in case you're curious, the reason Garm ain't dying is because he don't have a soul to die.
No, he's got a soul yesterday.
Doggo cannot die. Too angry.
White doggo too angry to die. Oh, did you just hit that ice in midair?
Probably. Boom. Blow up his mouth. There we go.
Man, you want to hear a whole really bad take I heard earlier this week?
Hit me with your bad takes.
Alright, I mean, it's not my bad take, but someone was trying to be, someone in the Zelda server I'm in was like, Nintendo should take the Breath of the Wild engine and use different lighting on it to make more realistic games, because it's a good engine. It's like, buddy, the lighting engine is baked into the game engine. Like, you can't just separate the lighting engine from the game, and it would, without it looking really bad. And also, not every game needs to be hyper realistic looking. Stylized graphics will always age better than hyper realistic.
Jack and Daxter looks better than some other games in the market.
I remember when Fallout 3 was the height of graphics. I remember when Unreal Tournament 2 was the height of graphics.
Okay, there is something I'm missing here. I know I'm missing one part of his armor. Oh, there we go.
Come on, mash.
I think I'm good now.
Oh, hell yeah. I love him running on it.
Woo!
Oh, nice.
Please work. I'm sorry.
Boy's doing
that?
something. What's he doing?
Oh. Putting a soul in it, I think. He said he doesn't have a soul, right?
Yes.
He's got the soul marbles, right?
Well, he has a soul
Come on.
attached to his knife. He gave the soul
Yeah.
marbles back to Angravoda.
Oh, right.
But he did have one soul that he was holding in his knife.
It came this way.
Whose soul?
What did you do?
His mother's?
The spell you saw me do when Fenrir died.
Oh, Fenrir's.
But I accidentally put his soul into my knife. Souls are powerful, so I thought maybe Fenrir's could.
Change its nature.
Yeah. Let's see if it took.
So that's how they make Fenrir a big boy.
That's how they put the big boy in the biggest boy.
You said
Yay.
you would protect me. Why?
I saw a prophecy
I, for one, welcome my new doggo overlord.
in my arm.
Good boy.
Dead.
I saw it too. In Jotunheim.
What? Who knew? That's why you've been training me so hard.
One day, you will have to survive.
Oh, they're confronting the fact that Atreus knows Kratos is gonna die, and Kratos knows it too.
I won't.
All journeys come to an end.
Not ours.
Kratos
Not like that.
is he trying to figure out Kratos' view. It sounds like he's content with it or like accepts it.
You're okay.
Oh.
Sorry I heard you. It's over now.
Oh yes, in the How to Train Your Dragon thing.
That's why I stayed silent when you brought it up.
I mean, it's the most obvious way to resolve this.
Ah, look at that!
Oh, the eyes! I saw the eyes, the pupils go wide.
Look at that! Big doggo! Huge pupper!
Boy.
Look at him, he's even got like the eye mark that Fenrir has.
I missed you. too.
Yay.
And he's got like Fenrir's fangs.
We did it.
I want to pet the good boy. Look at the
But that
animation.
means now he can die. He's got a soul now. That means now he can die, unfortunately.
How is this possible?
It's giant magic. I've been learning things.
Oh, I just look at the dog in the background.
Oh yeah.
This has nothing to do with
Look at those dog animations. He's shuffling closer.
One that someone's trusting me to keep. Okay, promise them all.
Dozer does the exact same thing.
Exactly.
See what I can do when you trust me.
God, the mocapping on the dog they mocapped must have been phenomenal.
There's a lot of phenomenal dog actors. On the topic of dog actors.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Oh, well, he can do that now.
Doggo go home.
We should inform the others. Decide our next move.
So, when the Norns told you Heimdall was gonna try and kill me, that's what your spear's for, isn't it?
It is.
Heimdall's a jerk, but that's not who you are anymore, right? A god killer?
Yeah, so
But
I love the doggo animation. On the topic of like dogs in movies and shows that are not great actors.
Oh.
Did you ever see Frozen, the not Disney version?
No.
So it's not a great movie by any means.
What's it about?
It's about people stuck on a ski slope.
Oh, right. You told me about that.
Yes. So anyway,
Yeah.
they couldn't keep the dogs from getting excited,
Yeah, they had
So
to edit. They had to CG the tails, didn't they?
yes, because the tails kept wagging too much. And they also had to do like a bunch of really weird cuts to hide the fact that the dogs weren't attacking the guy, but instead just licking like chicken grease off his face.
On the topic of famous doggo actors, my dad's dog Jinx is a descendant of one of the dogs who played Marley in Marley and Me.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I
For some
believe.
reason, whenever you tell this story, I know it's not Airbud, but my brain goes to Airbud.
There's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't kill a god.
Falling back into my old ways.
Oh,
Angry. Distrustful. With you. Now and before. I chased you away.
Without you, I got reckless. Overconfident.
Without the beat.
Stupid
Like
mistakes.
you're cutting out. You're peeking the mic a
I
little.
don't know why I thought I could do
What
this
kind
alone.
of world would that be? Oh, and I.
You were right.
I don't remember the full lyrics.
I was thinking about the SpongeBob song with the grill, the one with the grill.
Journey together.
Oh,
A
I was
grill's
thinking.
just a grill
I
without
was think.
you.
I was thinking of "Without You."
Same song.
Uh,
One's a parody of the other.
no.
Was the one who was not ready.
"Without You" is. Oh God, what was it? Was it in Armageddon or Con Air?
Good just because I'm not there. Let's make a promise.
I don't know. All I know is the SpongeBob one.
In my head.
A patty's just a patty. A
Without
grill's
you,
just a
there'd
grill.
be no light in my life.
Listen,
Ow, fuck!
right?
I dropped my pink lemonade
Oh,
on my
I heard the
face.
thunk.
Well, that was it hitting the side of my headphones.
Oof.
I need to know you'll be okay without me.
I love the detail because whenever they breathe, you can see the puff of smoke.
Atreus,
Oh yeah. Do you think Kratos had like a long discussion throughout the years, like
I am sorry.
probably a few times throughout the years, detailing what happened in Greece with
He-
Boy?
No, he's been kind of quiet about it, from what I understand. Like he doesn't talk about it unless he has to.
That's fair.
Like he's probably been like, yeah, here's what happened, but he sort of glossed over it. There was a God
Makes
of War
sense.
comic book where he's in Egypt for a period of time because he's trying to get rid of the Blades of Athena, the Blades of Chaos,
Yeah.
and they keep showing up whenever he goes to sleep.
You shouldn't let
So,
Oh, that's
so he throws
horrifying.
them out into like the sands, and he'll stay awake for days on end trying to avoid sleep. And then when he eventually collapses,
No,
um,
we retrieve Mimir.
I like that they make you pick up Mimir because they need him for dialogue.
Shall see.
You really do think of him as a brother. What about Freya? Seems like she moved in.
You know, they're like,
away.
What she
Atreus is like, oh, is there anything you want to do? And Chris is like, no, we have to pick up Mimir first.
swore a line.
It's because they don't
That-
have any dialogue for just Kratos and Boy.
Oh.
I mean, that it
Before I wasn't.
also that home is Mimir's home now. He's lived there for the last like what, 8 years,
Fair
10
enough.
years.
No, 3. It's only been like 3 years.
It's only been 3 years.
Yeah, Fimbulwinter. Fimbulwinter is 3 years of snow and ice.
I see.
Boy got big.
Oh god, you know what? I just remembered a really really good explanation of a really good thing to keep in mind when like writing a story or making a game. The difference between realism and consistency.
Fair enough.
Bloody relief. So you put down old Garm, did you?
Yeah, sort of.
Atreus, your decision to go to Asgard after all he's put us through. I'll never understand it. But I hope you at least came back with something we can use.
I hope so too. Come on, let me show you what.
I mean,
Ooh, I like
they'll
I
do
like how I
certainly.
like how Tyr is trying not to pay
I
attention,
love
but he's like, oh yeah.
I love the twisting around of Mimir's head.
Recognize it?
That thing? Ugh, it's a dead end. He's been faffing around with that since before I knew him. To be honest, I thought the giants were just having a laugh with that one.
Sindri knows something.
I like that. No, Sindri's just playing hard to get because he's angry.
You're wrong, Mimir.
Oh,
This mask is no fraud. Giants didn't make it, and only a few of them ever glimpsed it in their visions. They never knew its origin, but some believed it was a way to gaze into the secrets of creation itself.
Is it an oracle?
Much, much more.
a fate.
Imagine becoming one with a source of infinite knowledge.
Tyr's a great hype man. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
This is why Odin tortured me.
Wait, did Tyr wear the mask at one point?
Know it?
No, that mask has never been completed.
Oh, okay.
It's one obsession he never saw.
Odin was probably wondering where the other pieces are.
But I'll
It's
tell
the
you,
mask of Loki.
even when Odin speaks the truth, his purpose is false. Either way, it's a mistake to let it distract us. Is Heimdall our focus or not?
God, I love her fingers.
I do. Freya's like, just I love her outfit and design in general.
If
Oh,
I
absolutely.
to Odin, I should help my brother stand against him.
You know what would really help her design?
What?
Antlers.
I could believe
Like
that.
like a circlet with antlers on them.
You played Smite for a while, right?
I played it one time with you.
We did like 3 matches.
Yeah, that was still one session.
Yeah, fair enough. Did you ever see Freya's design in Smite?
If I did, I don't remember.
It's not a great design. It's kind of lackluster.
Now I gotta look it up.
I think they gave her like a design update, but like it's still just sort of okay.
Oh, yeah, no, that's boring. It's just a Valkyrie bikini.
Yeah, to be fair, it's one of like their early character designs, so that's sort of why it's sort of like, as lackluster as can be. Later designs in Smite get way better. Like Ratataster's design is pretty cool.
You know what character has a like a Valkyrie aesthetic that I really like?
You always
What?
Take more than a port full of bone-chawing stiffs to keep me down. What am I gonna do? Walk around with bandage on my
Millennia from Elden Ring.
Oh, Millennia has a great design in general.
Absolutely. Ah,
All right.
I hope to
EXP.
I hope to fight her one day. I got back into Elden Ring, but it's also not. I don't know. I don't find myself getting as invested in it because of the open world nature. I don't find myself getting as invested in it as I do like like the Dark Souls games, the Lies of P. I am so into Lies of P.
I think one of my main criticisms of Elden Ring is the fact that the Dark Souls formula really only works in in a linear fashion, because once you take the linearity out of it, the challenges can just sort of sway one way or the other. And with the game's
Yeah.
difficulty ramped up as much as it usually is, having a
Well,
difficulty that's not like consistently rising can definitely throw people off. But
yeah.
that doesn't make Elden Ring a bad game. It just makes it probably one of the more difficult ones to get into if you're not really into, the constant challenge.
I mean, I'm having the opposite.
We're with
I'm having the opposite problem.
Mm,
Because of its open world nature, I'm finding it way too easy.
fair enough. But the late game gets way too hard, though.
My first playthrough, I stopped around mid game. I was in the city. I made it to the city. Where the Erd Tree is.
Oh, I never even got
I-
that far.
Gonna check in on Freya?
I go into like the horrible fungal wasteland, and then I just sort of fall off hard.
So what happened the last time you were in Vanheim? I still don't know how you got Freya.
Oh God,
We traveled to her village to break Odin's spell. Once freed,
I need to look up where the fuck the Mimic Tier is. I want to get the Mimic Tier.
I think it's underground.
I know, I know. But the
sister lacks her conviction.
I think it's like in the southernmost point. Like the entrance to the underground area is like way to the south, and I do not know how to get to that area.
There's a few places you can get to it from.
Oh,
In fact, there's actually a bunch. I think the problem is like finding the right entrance.
yeah, the right entrance to the section where the Mimic Tier is like way to the south, according to these maps.
Mm.
But I don't know how to get to that area.
I get you.
To Freyr's camp then. Time to see how the Vanir have fared in our absence.
All right, so we're about an hour in.
Freya's okay.
She can care.
Let's see what is going on here.
Her brother's forces are outnumbered, and there is much I owe her.
Just gonna do that before I have to go back. That's fair. I think I definitely get the game's too easy sort of feeling, especially if you like have an idea of what you're doing.
Anaheim song I heard long ago.
Wait, what?
Elden Ring?
No, I'm talking about another thing.
Oh.
Huh. Jesus Christ, there's an entire third of the map I haven't even gotten to.
Oh, absolutely. The map is huge.
Too huge, in my opinion.
The other half of the broken moose behind secret path. We can take it to a mystic gateway. Maybe we'll find Surtur's combat trials.
It's a fantastic game. It's just not the. It just doesn't have the aspect of Souls games I like.
That's fair. Oh. Something's up. Is the meal warm or is it cold? Oof.
Was that Freya's brother?
Nope. That's not Freyr.
No, Freya's brother.
Yeah, that's Freyr.
Oh,
This is not Freyr.
I thought you said Freya.
Oh, that's fair. They're identical, except for like the one letter.
It's almost good to see you again.
You've already met this character.
Maybe now you'll stop being such a half-blind, piss-drunk, oversexed liar. Just more of a pig than I ever was. I do not know you. Do you not recognize your handiwork?
Hildisvini.
He's the
Remember when we
pig
first-
Kratos in Atreus shot.
After I am so sorry.
Her advisor and friend.
Remember the boar?
Counselor to the best.
No, I don't.
Ah, it's
You can't-
it's when Kratos and Atreus get lost in the maze
At my command.
No,
before they meet Freya.
Pharaoh, I'm mistaken.
I.
Forgotten.
Well, you can't expect me to remember something.
That's fair.
Even
I knew you had the memory of a goldfish.
come.
Yeah, have I ever mentioned that I have a memory of a
Once when you were in
goldfish?
that bow of yours, my heart
No,
was not
never.
so
This is the first time.
We can head out whenever you're ready.
Where are we going?
I have a favor to ask. I'll explain on the way.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Favors.
talking dialogue.
Walk with Hildisvini.
Where's Freya? She
I always
came
thought that was a
from
person for a second.
She leads the search party for Freya.
What the tree stump?
That the tree stump.
How'd that happen?
An ambush. The
What
president
is this?
since your
Up by Pixar.
the Celestial Wolf.
Up is such
no,
a good
that-
movie.
That was a rock formation, not a tree stump.
Fair.
In Up, I mean.
Yeah, I know.
Just like in their shrine.
Up was good.
Up is such a good movie.
It's a long
It is.
Like that ending still gets me to tears.
That beginning still gets me to tears.
I think the reason okay, absolutely to both. But I think I've adapted more to the opening, so it's not as effective. But it is still very effective.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I remember. You remember that one post
Oh, fuck.
where
The old swine still
it was
You'd know it.
What happened between
someone posted like a picture of the wedding in Up. It was like captioned like, "All I want in life is a relationship like they have," and then some dipshit's response was, "Yeah, but she died though." And it's like, of old age, they grew old together happily. Like that's the goal. That is what you want in a relationship.
Immortality in a relationship would be sort of. Did you ever see
Oh my god.
Did you ever see? I know you must
Yes,
have.
it's
Did,
more-
did you see It's that Will Smith movie in which he's in
Hancock.
a demigod. Hancock.
Hancock.
Yes. I was about to say.
All you had to say was Will
Hemlock.
Smith, and I knew exactly what you were talking
I was about to
about.
say Hemlock, which I knew was wrong.
No, Hancock. I saw it like. Sorry, my throat is really dry.
It's so weird thinking about that movie and then remembering that Vince Gilligan, writer of Breaking Bad, wrote that. Did you know that
God.
Vince Gilligan wrote Hancock?
You know what pisses me off the most about Seven Deadly Sins?
Do tell, the anime.
Yeah. So the entire plot, or not plot, but a decent, a major plot point is that Meliodas is immortal, and Elizabeth is not immortal, but she is stuck in a constant cycle of regenerating. And that is their-
Reincarnation.
Or yes, reincarnation. What I say?
Regenerating.
Sorry, I have Doctor Who on the mind.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, reincarnating, and dying like a few days after she learns the truth of who she is each life, and that is their curse to be stuck in that cycle. And that is a really, really neat idea.
Except for how
but
it's
of-
handled.
Exactly, except for how it's handled. The idea of an immortal constantly searching for the reincarnation of his lover is like a really
Romantic idea.
and tragic, but it's just so poorly executed in Seven Deadly Sins because like first of all,
He can tell
uh
the instant he meets her. And
well no no
two,
no, the reason why it's so badly handled is because the current incarnation
is a
of
teenager.
her, yes, that he has known since she was a baby.
Yes. That's
That's
part of
where
the
it gets
issue.
creepy.
Well, the thing is,
Like,
he can ID her immediately. So not only does he meet her as a child, he also IDs her immediately as his love.
yeah, that's where it gets creepy. If you're gonna have like that kind of curse, you should have it be until like you should. Part of the curse should be that they will always meet when they're in the same general age group physically. So like if the immortal is permanently stuck in their 20s, then they would meet when the person who reincarnates would be stuck in their 20s
You know
or
what's a
would
good version of
reaches their
that
20s.
curse?
What?
Are you familiar with Indian mythology?
Uh, not really.
Okay, so basically, there's a guy by the name of Rama, who is the avatar of Vishnu, I believe, and he falls in love with a girl named Sita, who is then stolen away from him by the demon king Ravana. So he has to go save her. But during his adventure, he also pisses off another god, Hanuman, I believe. And Hanuman curses him so that he and his love can never be happy together. Or rather, they
Oof.
can never be together, is the important part. So he rescues her, he saves her, all that stuff, and you think, yeah, he beat the curse. No. Turns out he's plagued by doubts about whether or not she was actually faithful to him when
Oh,
she was
rip.
in captive. So those doubts start plaguing him, and by the time, and those doubts also end up spreading to the rest of his people so that they don't think she's all that innocent. So by a certain point, he has to kick her out of his country and court because, well, she might have, cheated on him, which would be a crime. So he could never be happy with her because, happy,
Yeah.
yeah, because of the curse. Oh my god, one of these fuckers. There we go.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's a fun little bit of mythology. I do love me some good old mythology.
Oh yeah.
Here's another really good Indian myth. It's it's the story of the Pandava siblings. It's the Mahabharata, I believe. And anyway, they fight a big war. They end up winning, etc., etc. This is sort of the end of the story. We, so it's five siblings, and they're all climbing up a mountain together to reach enlightenment. And one by one, the siblings all start dying. And it's like, why is this? And it's the big reveal is, well, you've all failed to beat your like big sin, like gluttony, wrath, etc., and you let it consume you, so they couldn't actually reach enlightenment. Except for the eldest brother, who manages to beat his issues. Well, and he arrives with the gods, and he's like, well, where's my siblings? And the gods are like, well, they're in hell, or their version of hell. So he's like, I want to go see them. So he goes down, and the brothers are like, you're the reason we're down here. You should stay with us. And he's like, yeah, I should. So he sits down, And the gods are like, haha, that was a test, actually. You're still in heaven.
But it didn't
Your
seem
brothers
to
can
be
now
so
come up with you as your reward.
Aye, that's the rub of using prophecy as a map, isn't it? Bit sparse on the details.
There's a war camp in the nearby village. A strong
I don't know,
fortress
I
to
think
guard
that's a
the
neat
mountain.
myth.
We will try that
Yeah,
first.
I'm a big fan of mythology.
you and the elves.
absolutely.
It's the
Oh,
cornerstone of
oh,
culture.
oh! Have you seen the Percy Jackson series yet?
I watched the first bit of the first episode
Traveler that doesn't
where they
That's nice.
where Miss Dodds attacks Percy. And
Yeah,
then I kind of just stopped because I had stuff going on, and then I did not pick it back up.
that's fair. I have some issues with that scene. I think it was handled better in the book because in the book she isolates Percy.
Even in
Like,
the movie, it's handled better. Okay,
nah.
the movie is not great, but it handles that one scene slightly better because it does isolate him and follows the book.
There is one other scene that I think the movie handled a, a little bit better.
Which scene? I'm actually curious.
Medusa's garden.
Oh, that's okay. I haven't gotten there yet, but I had
Yeah,
a
no,
feeling from
that's
like
the
the way I heard
newest
you were talking
episode.
about it. Okay.
Yeah. It's not a spoiler because you've read the book and you know.
Yeah, I know my
Also,
books.
Yeah, and also it's the title of the episode, Auntie M's Garden Emporium.
Out of curiosity, do they bring back the actress who played her in the movie? Who was that? Who was that? That was Uma Thurman.
Uh,
Did you see that?
let me check.
Is it not Uma Thurman? Because that'd be disappointing. Because moves like Uma Thurman.
She was Catwoman once, right?
No,
No?
I don't think Uma Thurman was ever Catwoman. She's the bride from Kill Bill.
Oh, Uma Thurman was Poison Ivy.
Yes.
That's what it was.
She's got the moves like Uma Thurman.
They hide.
The Vanir aren't all hardened warriors like our dear Freya. Those who survived the warfare.
Let's
I don't
see,
care what
who-
people says. Uma Thurman still looks good no matter how old she is.
Are people saying she doesn't look good?
Somebody's probably saying it. They're wrong, by the way.
Yeah, Uma Thurman was the in the movie.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This wall. When I bring it down,
Let's see who played Medusa.
empty.
Where'd they all
Jessa Parker Kennedy.
Never heard of
Jessica
her.
Jessica Parker Kennedy.
Yes.
Okay.
What has she been in? She was in The Flash. The show, the really bad show.
I thought the show was apparently pretty good. Wasn't the show supposed to be really good? For like the first season, and then like everything after that went downhill?
No. It was bad from the start.
Really? Because people kept talking about how like good the first season was.
The first season shows him just like handcuffing all the villains, like in the first episode or so, like an early episode, like handcuffing all the villains, tying them up, like capturing them like in an instant, which is really bad because every time they don't just do that.
Well, I
Makes
think
the
I
whole-
think that's more like an indicator of like how the show went downhill following that.
Following the first episode, yeah, I agree.
It's so weird because like people were like really into like Flash is so good at one point, and then like afterwards, all I've heard
Yeah,
is like
people
it's
also
terrible.
said Sherlock was good. Okay. You remember when people who were talking about how good Sherlock was? Like they're
That's
like,
because of
oh,
the mystery box, Silver.
uh,
The mystery box tricks people. That's what it's supposed to do. By the way, I love how he looped the chain around that guy's neck just to rip it off.
yeah. So I don't recognize any of the other stuff that she was in.
List a few just in case.
I don't think Asgard's running out.
Black Sails.
Oh, that's the
Colony.
sexy one with the pirates.
I figured by the name.
No, no,
Oh
no.
wait, are you
That's
sure you don't mean
that's
our
our
flag
flag is
means
death.
death? Yeah, our flag means death.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, with
Black
Steve Bonnet
Sails.
and Blackbeard.
Yeah, Black Sails is still about sexy pirates, but it's a different kind of sexy pirates.
I mean, I would assume by the title.
I mean, apparently the guy who plays Blackbeard is like supposed to be like really good.
Oh,
but...
Black Sails is Treasure Island. It's a
Yes. It's an adaptation of Treasure Island.
yeah.
I need to see that. I keep telling myself I need to see that. But that's because I'm a slut for Treasure Island.
Yeah. Just watch Treasure Planet.
I know. Everybody should see Treasure Planet, by the way.
Absolutely.
This is not a exaggeration. This is a fact. You are denying yourself happiness by not seeing Treasure Planet.
So, you know what movie I watched recently?
Was it Treasure Planet?
No, it was Truman Show.
Oh yes, you mentioned that.
I watched a Truman Show because I was on I watched a video that was like breaking down scene by scene things that you may not notice or may not know about Truman Show. You know, like pointing out all the hidden cameras, not just the ones that are blatant in the foreground, but ones that you might not notice.
They got a few. They get really clever with like some of the camera placements in that movie.
Oh, absolutely. One detail I really liked was that they pointed out that one of the walls, like there's a drainage grate on the floor that's like half covered by a wall, and as you know, no one would actually do that IRL because you know that would be obstructing it, but it's a way to like help emphasize how artificial the world is.
That's fair.
And the reason why the teller at the airport or the travel agency had a had a tissue hanging from her neck is because that is what is used when applying makeup. They put a tissue around your neck to keep the makeup from getting on the clothes.
Yes, I actually know that detail because of Nostalgia Critics review of Truman Show like last month.
Oh, he did a review of Truman Show?
Yeah.
Oh god, I should probably watch that.
It's one of his does nothing but praise it reviews, you know?
Oh yeah. He's gotten better at actually giving a solid review rather than, at least from what I've seen, he's gotten better at doing like an actual solid review rather than, you know, playing a character that just hates everything. Like the Kung Fu Panda review was pretty good.
Did he review Kung Fu Panda, or was that more like
Kung Fu Panda? Yeah.
I thought that was just like his personal movie review stuff where he talks about like things he likes.
Let's see. Nope, it's an actual Nostalgia Critic episode,
Okay.
and it was actually pretty decent.
It's from Helheim. Timed almost to
I think he
Grand Finale.
reviewed all 3, if I remember correctly.
I was there, but I didn't know.
I think you did. He review all 3? I think.
In the same video.
I know he's done like Disney-cember, where he talks about all 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, because it's not Disney.
DreamWorks.
Yeah, but no, I think he talked about all 3 in that one video.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Who said anything about doubt?
I like his DreamWorks video where he's like,
Our own choices.
or he's talking about Kung Fu Panda 2, and he's like, this came out the same weekend as The Hangover Part 2, so nobody saw this one. And everybody I've talked to who saw The Hangover Part 2 said it's a terrible movie that's exactly like Hangover again. And everybody I've talked to who's actually seen this movie is like, oh, this is completely different. It's a completely new continuation of the story.
And that's what you want in a sequel, is to build off of what was already, building on top of what was established in the first.
In case you're curious, there's actually like this whole thing about how like the Hangover guys made the same movie 3 separate times.
The third one is actually different from the.
Oh no,
first
no, not
two.
Hangover, not Hangover Part 3. Like
Oh.
a different movie is literally just them making Hangover again, but for a Chinese audience. In fact, it was so bad that the Chinese government made their own edited version of the film where the character goes home and decries America as foolish and naive.
Jesus. Hangover 3, I think, is not that bad.
I've never
The
seen
plot-
any of the Hangovers.
So the plot of Hangover 3 is, the Chinese mob boss that they kidnapped in the first one?
So I haven't seen any of the Hangovers.
Okay, so in the first one, they accidentally kidnap a Chinese mob boss,
Okay.
and stuff him in, I think, their trunk. Anyway, he comes back in the third one. He's the one that Zach Galifianakis. That's how you pronounce his name, right?
Yeah.
He
Doggos.
ends up hanging. They are so big now.
Yep. Oh, I love this scene.
Oh,
This was in all the trailer shots.
oh!
Just like in
They finally caught the moon, and the sun. They're finally gonna catch it, aren't they?
They're gonna finally chase it.
Oh,
Well, they normally chase it. They have been chasing it.
if I do this,
What they do is they steal the moon away so the dogs can't chase it anymore.
oh,
So this is Kratos and Atreus bringing the moon back for them to chase.
I see.
And since both are in the sky, the dogs have no idea which one they have to chase now. So they're both kind of freaking out here. Ta-da! It's night.
I love that so much. Holy fucking shit.
It's beautiful. And I do love all the wolf models in this game.
Oh, they're great. Do you think they use the same dog to mocap all of them, or do you think they use different dogs?
They probably use the same dog. If you're gonna have one dog, you might as well.
Yeah, but they could have also
Oh.
they could have used what is that? A screwdriver?
It's a sonic screwdriver.
I saw the Doctor Who Christmas special, the new one.
I don't
I
like that they
re-
turned the Sonic into a PDA.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Other than that, though, really fucking good episode, and I love this Doctor.
Oh, he's great.
He is amazing. He gives a vibe that he just wants to party. you know?
He very much has that. I love how he calls everybody babe.
Oh yeah. Uh, yeah, the sonic screwdriver being a PDA is literally the only complaint I have. Everything else was really good.
Oh, absolutely. I think my main issue with it is the fact that it's like the Sonic is kind of an iconic design.
Yeah, and having it be a PDA, that's not marketable.
I didn't like it when they tried getting clever with it by making the Sonic into sunglasses during 12's run, and I'm not liking it now.
I really liked the Sonic cane that 11 had in that one episode. Literally the only good thing about that episode.
I will say this: like, there are people who are like, who might reply to this being like, "Well, you just don't like change." I'm like, I love change. It's hard baked into the series.
Yeah,
The problem is, I also like it when things are iconic.
That fast.
yeah. The Sonic screwdriver, like being a PDA, that means it's got to be held awkwardly.
You've already died in battle.
You can't point it at things anymore, which is like part of
Yeah.
its charm. It's
It,
got
it
like a
was a
great design.
it was a science wand,
Yeah,
but now it's basically the Star Trek scanners.
yeah. The
That loses some of the charm that that the Sonic had.
it's still the exact same thing. It still has the same applications as far as I know. But like
Yeah.
the problem is it's no longer the is that it loses some of its design philosophy in changing it that way.
Yeah. Now it can't roll away and cause shenanigans.
Now you can't stick it into stuff.
Yeah. I do hope that it's only a temporary thing and they get an actual proper sonic screwdriver. You know what? There needs to be a purple sonic screwdriver.
So, I will say this for the 12th Doctor, what they did with the Sonic sunglasses is they were a representation of 12's issues, because what he was doing was he was sort of running from his responsibilities as a doctor during that period of time.
Yeah.
And when he takes on his responsibilities again, he's using an actual Sonic.
I see. So it holds a narrative value.
Yes. It's not well conveyed, but does have a narrative value.
Okay.
And it is a cool design, so I'll give it that.
I think out of all the design, I'm early into 12. Well, I'm halfway through 12's first season, but out of all the Sonics I've seen so far, I think my favorite is probably 11's.
11 has a great design. I think it's sort of
I
the
like the
hook
claw.
design. The claw,
Yeah.
yes.
And I like the Sonic cane that he had in Let's Kill Hitler.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't. I do like 10's design for the Sonic, but it is very much just like a Sonic pen sort of look.
Yeah.
It's very
I do
cheap.
I do like the Sonic measuring contest that that 10, 11, and War have in the Day of the Doctor.
Yes. It's very, very funny. Even if it is
God,
pretty
Day of the
immature.
Doctor is really good.
Yeah.
God, I told you what my so over the course of the last few weeks, we've been discussing like if we were in charge of Doctor Who, what kind of episodes would we make? You had a really good one. Do you remember what it was?
Yes, it was sort of a anniversary kind of idea where like all the doctors get put through each other's adventures.
Yeah, and I proposed it as like what if the Master Doctor, the time that Doctor had regenerated into the Master, uh, what if the Master Doctor was like in the regeneration space that was present in that episode, and also technically present in the name of the Doctor, because Clara went in there one time.
Fair enough.
That's where she met the War Doctor the first time.
I will say
Uh,
this: I don't like the Master Doctor.
Eclipse was your doing,
I
I
think that
don't
if I was to write that, I would make it the Valyard
Big
instead.
used the diversion to escape.
like that episode.
Are you familiar with the Sixth Doctor's run?
Yeah. I know. Of course, I know who the Valyard is.
Yes, I might. I would probably make it the Valyard. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I would make it the Master Doctor just so that there's can actually be payoff to that,
That's
because
fair.
the whole thing was kind of stupid, but having it be that regenerations do still have somewhat of a consciousness within the Doctor's subconscious, and having one of those be the Master has a lot of potential.
All right. So we have a choice here.
Yeah.
We're going to be saving Freyr from the camp. We are
Mhm.
an hour 31 minutes in.
Let's go.
We're doing it.
Yeah,
It might bring us over 2 hours.
that's fine.
We're on a roll. Let's do this.
Yeah. So yeah, my proposition, working with that, working with your premise of the doctors experiencing adventures that happen to other doctors, was that maybe the Master Doctor is trying to like take over, and that's causing the memories to get like a bit fuzzy, sort of, if that makes sense. So you'd have like 12 be in the Library of Silence.
That's
Or
a
not
good one.
Silence of the
Midnight.
Library. Yeah, 12 on at midnight.
That would
Honestly, that would be 12 at midnight would be a fantastic episode title.
I'm just imagining like the 12th Doctor doing like the midnight. He has the memories of what happened, so of course he would handle it differently. But
Well, here's
or maybe
would
he'd try to
they-
handle it the exact same way, but because he's different.
But yeah, like would they have the knowledge of how? I think it would start out probably as them like not realizing it's a memory at first, like not remembering how it played out initially at first, and playing it as how that particular incarnation would have handled it, as opposed to how it actually happened, until they realize that something's off. Like once there's a major change, they would realize, wait, this isn't how it played out.
I think the way you want to do it is 12 and 10 are very much different individuals. So what it could do is like 12 realizes it's this going on, so he tries to replicate his successes because he's like because he's aware of how
Impatient.
things go, because he's like trying to fix things as he goes along. He's actually making things worse for himself.
Yeah,
like
and
he's like he knows the scenario too much. That it just
Yeah.
makes everybody more suspicious.
or like, oh god, um, imagine like how bad 10 would have fucked up the Daleks in World War II episode.
Oh,
Like you thought 11 was angry.
oh,
Like-
9. No, make it 9.
I mean, oh yes, absolutely 9, but also that you'd have to get Christopher Eccleston, and actually, if we were in charge, I'd be down to fire the people that fucked over Chris.
Well, that would definitely be everybody in charge. So you might
Okay,
have a
so yeah.
hard time with that one.
Well, if we were in charge,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah, if we were in charge, the people who fucked over Christopher Eccleston wouldn't be in charge, which means he'd probably be more likely to. Anywho,
I know he would. I know he does. he does the audio dramas though.
Yeah. So my proposal for an episode is one that involves some severe missed potential that has made me angry for years. Okay, so it would start out, the primary mystery would be people are disappearing, leaving behind only their clothes. Uh, and but like that's how the intro would start. Like it would start with like uh someone walking
Oh god
side
damn
by
it.
side with their friend, uh, and then they're talking, and one of them turns the corner and asks a question and gets no response. Realizes their friend didn't turn the corner with them. Peeks back around the corner where they just came from and just sees the pile of clothes, and then cue the intro. Then I would have the Doctor and his companion flying through space, or not space, flying through the time vortex, when suddenly they crash into another TARDIS. And through the damage, they need to find a safe place to land. They land in Victoria, London, where the main episode is.
Victorian London, yes, of course.
Yeah. Uh, Probably in like someone's bedroom. The other TARDIS like disguises as a wardrobe. Uh, when it's flying through the vortex, it would be like. Actually, you know what? I think it would probably be they crash, like they hit something and they don't know what, and they have to land. And when they land, like they see a wardrobe, but it flickers between wardrobe and like the cylinder TARDIS design. Uh, that's what TARDIS looks like when it's not disguised. To indicate that its chameleon circuit is now damaged, and it's now stuck in a wardrobe. And then out comes Clara, yelling at the Doctor about crashing to her TARDIS. Because don't forget, there is at least one life that Clara had where she was a Time Lord. Because she's the one that pointed the Doctor into the direction of his TARDIS.
To be fair,
When
isn't it
he,
like the thing where like her curse is that all of her forms die very soon after helping the Doctor in that?
yeah, but she's a Time Lord, and that would be part of it. Like, I would have it be that she died, regenerated into the same face, and like
Where is
she
it?
probably
There we go.
gazes into the untempered schism, or she probably has known since gazing into the untempered schism, and probably figured that once she dies, she would regenerate into someone new and no longer be bound by the curse, but keeps regenerating into the same face every time she dies, and basically holds some resentment to the Doctor for it.
Is
And
she
the main
actually a Time Lord? Because I know not all Gallifreyans get regeneration.
I mean, I'd make her a Time Lord. She was definitely on Gallifrey. She was in the TARDIS museum.
Oh, check this out.
Oh yeah.
Try dragging the scepter across the bell a few times.
But yeah, it would be Clara and the Doctor having to
We're making good time.
having to like solve this mystery while bickering, while the Doctor has difficulty not calling her Clara, even though she does not want to be Clara. She does not want to be defined by Clara.
Okay, check this out.
Yeah.
You can do it again.
The bridge only grows in the daylight.
I wanted to see the wolves again.
I suppose they are grateful for the
I love that. It's just a pointless bit of dialogue, in case you fuck up again, you know?
Okay, you've seen them. Now call back Hottie and let's go.
I love that you can do that. That is so stupid and so fun.
What happens if you do it another time?
Read any good books lately?
Nah, nothing gets said. I don't think so. I think they're just like, just bring it back.
Yeah. So the main mystery of my Doctor Who episode would be that the clothes
Oh, shoot.
are. Oh, that was
Is inevitable.
The Norns were quite clear.
You didn't see that happen.
I saw.
Ah,
Some
dang
of our
it.
choices were
Now you have to drop the score from a 10 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10.
haven't we?
One full point for a single visual bug.
There's been like, oh my god.
Okay, but let's be honest. It was at 10 point. It was at an 11 because of that one bug with Brock.
Fair enough. God, there are people
That
who
was-
actually do that, you know?
What drop like entire points for like minor or like the rare
Singular, like,
instance of-
nitpicks. Like, just minor issues at best.
Yeah.
Like, the entire the quality is compromised now.
Yeah. So yeah, my Doctor Who episode, they would find out that the clothes are what is teleporting people away, and it's teleporting them to a ship in orbit and using their brain as effectively processors.
Do you still seek Ragnarok?
Neat.
If growers
I don't know how
And-
Moffat-esque that episode is, but that's not a bad idea.
perhaps I can make
Forgive me
It
for
does sound like it
calling
could be a
it
Moffat
Bell.
episode, to be honest.
We all just established how prophecy is pure havers.
Moffat had some weird ideas. I think sometimes his issue was that he was always looking for like that amazing idea, you know, to like, but then he wouldn't know how to like continue it.
Yeah. But the mystery wouldn't be like the main focus. The main focus would be like establishing a Time Lord version of Clara. I'd probably call her like the historian or the archivist. Throw in a
The lady.
no.
No, that's a bit.
Uh,
That's a bit. You know,
I-
tacky.
I'd have like there be a Victorian era like journalist or whatever that would like accompany them because he's also trying to figure out what's going on,
Come on.
and
No,
have it
these are
be
bad.
like in the end she gets her own companion who wants to like write stories about the various adventures they will go on.
Gosh, I
I
have
think-
no idea how to explain this to you.
What?
Just wait for season 9, and then reconsider this.
What is it? Is it the payoff of the Master kidnapping everyone the Doctor kills?
No, that's series 8.
Uh,
This is the payoff to something definitely weirder.
oh, what is it?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
It's more fun when you get there yourself.
Is that the season that has the episode where the moon is an egg with a space whale?
No, I think that's series 8. Kill the Moon, I think. Series, yeah, that's series 8.
God, Kill the Moon is such a dumb name for an episode.
That's a great name for an episode. How dare you? An episode in which you kill the effing moon? That sounds like a brilliant idea. The problem is how it's handled. Oh, optional boss fight there.
tough fight.
You want me to do this or no?
Do it.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm playing on easy. Of course this is gonna be.
Oh, I had another idea for a Doctor Who episode. I don't remember what it was.
It'll come back to you. Ideas are like a fine wine. Sometimes they need to mature. Put them down, let them come back to you. Give them a week. Oh,
Oh, right. The one that you thought was dumb.
I have plenty of ideas I think are dumb.
All right. The episode, it's an episode that would basically, make the timeless child, a time loop.
Eh.
It would be that the 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 doctor receives a distress signal on Earth, like on the day the sun is due to explode. So he investigates it, and it turns out it's
Aye, I don't doubt it.
14.
Dang, who did this?
What are you doing here?
It's still
Odin
it's
has
still
used the chain
warm.
as part of his spell that kept me from
That's just
leaving
portal
Midgard.
vaporization. It's
His
just
spell
fine.
protects the tree's roots wherever they are.
That's me.
We're in news time.
Remember, it's Needhog.
Odin indicates
Yeah, I know. I was saying it's still warm.
Fair enough. That was a great
See-
boss fight.
Yeah. So, yeah, the doctor would receive a distress signal. It turns out it would be from the 14th Doctor, who'd be old now and like would want help going to wanting to go to the to Gallifrey one last time before final death. And they go there, gaze into the Untempered Schism, and then 14 would then open a passage to a secret passage, and then it'd basically be they go to where all of the regeneration energy that was stolen from the Timeless Child would be effectively stored. And would absorb it, and then like would absorb it because
Alright, I got
something
bad
they need to
news.
do. What?
We're gonna have to end this conversation real short.
Okay. Basically, the doctor, the 14th Doctor would absorb all the regeneration energy, become the Timeless Child, go back in time, and be found after like completely reincarnating into a child.
Completely giving away your position.
Oh yeah, it's this fucker.
Idiots.
Time to fight him. What do you mean giving away the position? You could see us the entire time.
By the way,
Absolutely, he's mocking them.
been a while.
Heimdall.
Been a while.
And you must be the little half-breed's father. Lucky day. You have a lot to answer for, Sunshine. You too, traitor.
Better a traitor than Odin's lapdog.
Burden is mine.
I can help.
God, I love his like cringer mount.
Needed elsewhere.
Absolutely love
He's
it.
right, you know. Sizzles wasn't looking so hot last I saw.
I know you didn't want this, but we know how this ends. See you soon.
both know that's not true. But don't worry, Frigg. I'll be coming for you and your brother as soon as I am finished here.
Oof. Are you ready for this?
What you got?
What's the gimmick? The gimmick's gonna be that you can't attack him.
So angry.
So you're gonna have to kill his cat first.
Obviously. Not even in question.
Yeah. He may be able to see everything. I wonder if he sees things, if it's like the Norn's situation where it's not that he sees everything, it's just that everyone's predictable.
No, it's actual mind reading.
Oh, right.
Come on.
You could probably hit him.
There we go.
Having fun yet? Oh well, you and me then.
Oh god, he has no,
Oh wait.
he doesn't even care.
Stick to give you an advantage?
Alright, what do you think I gotta do here?
You are rude.
I think you need to throw it behind him and then get him to back up into it to make it, and then make it explode.
Or I could just do it that way.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
smug enough to catch it.
yeah, he's arrogant.
Feel your frustration. It is immensely satisfying. What now, brother?
Despair remains our best chance.
And then you do that a bit more.
I see.
You are doing basically what I am basically doing what you said. You just gotta keep like getting him to get close to the thing.
I hope the rescue is going better than this fight.
Could probably hit him. He can read my mind, but thing is, I don't think.
The scion of the Aces down by an old geezer's cane. Ha!
Yeah. It's not that hard to like think about giving a left hook, but actually giving a right hook.
I can see why the half-breed is such a pushover.
Oh, this is the part where it gets tricky, where he's a little harder to keep up with.
By the gods, you are
He does the warp move a bit.
sad, funny, hard to tell.
Too bad you can't make it explode when you're holding it.
Oh, dang it.
Did you know your son sounds like a goose when he gets hurt?
Can you make it explode when he's running into them?
You can throw it at your feet and watch him run into it when he's like trying to get smug at you.
Oh, I was talking about exploding it when he's mid-dash. Oh, he bleeds!
Actually hit me. Slow down.
Oh, that's a power.
It will be over. I don't
Okay.
remember
They fucked with my timing by giving the little command
down.
controls.
Stop.
Ah, dang it.
When was the last time I even used this? This is getting tiresome. Slow down.
Oh. He's getting super sloppy now.
Yep, very sloppy.
He's one of those kinds of people. As soon as they lose control of the situation, they make all the mistakes.
Armor fit for a cop.
There we go.
You know what my favorite fights in anime is? Gara versus Rock Lee.
That's a good one. I already entered this fight with like way too low HP. This is on me.
Well, you're about to beat him.
Yeah, but I'm fighting at basically low power.
Come on, brother. You hit him once. Just gotta find the right opening.
That just means that that's just a testament to how good you are.
Or the fact that I'm playing on easy mode. You were basically here for the story, folks.
Oh yeah.
I love this arrogance. He just asks you to stop.
Yeah.
And now you are.
Let him live.
What is going on in that empty little head? Oh, no, no, no. You are going to spare me out of pity.
I love this. He just asks for you to stop. He's freaking out. And then as soon as you do,
Is this about the little runt?
he's all smug again.
Oh, now I am definitely going to gut him.
He could have lived. He could have kept that arm. He said to keep his mouth shut.
Don't think a warning's going to cut it. You
No, but that spear certainly cut it.
walk away. No. That is not how this works.
I love characters. Ooh. That looked painful.
Do not get to decide my fate! You are dead, sunshine.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
phase two.
there's the health. Give me that. Get in my way, Heimdall. Fucker.
Way over your head.
Okay, fucker.
Slow down.
I love characters who like usually are able
Fucker,
to.
please, let me get the heal spot. Okay. Now you can
love-
be a whiny little baby boy.
I love characters that can just like take control of a scene, but as soon as they lose control of the
fuck.
scene,
Find that little mongrel of yours and beat his face.
That was one of those bits where I'm supposed to do
AoEs.
the yeah. I survived that one, but like I definitely should have done the
well, he's
the
got a
other
spear in
thing.
his arm.
And it sure as shit will not be you. How dare you try and spare
Dang it.
me?
Okay, where is he? There he is.
I am growing very sick of you. Slow it down.
Yep, there's the follow-up. I don't want to lose because I don't want to have to redo this fight and throw off the cinema. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh Jesus! And Heimdall is, or not Heimdall. Mimir is just watching.
Isn't who you want to be.
Oh, I love that.
I want you to know, during this entire thing, the controller is shaking like hell.
Understandable.
Oof.
Oh, purple. He might still be alive.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh.
Ooh, Mimir, man.
I really love that line.
Fate's breaking us.
Oh, in case
The,
you're curious, the bit where Kratos fails to get the horn at first, that was a flub. Christopher Judge messed up and didn't grab the horn like he was supposed to. So they kept that in anyway.
I like that.
Yeah.
The I really like the line, "This isn't who you want to be," because that's such a great twist on the "this isn't who you are" kind of argument.
Yes.
Because I find "this isn't who you want to be way better than "this isn't who you are."
Because it's not denying the fact that this is what Kratos has done.
Rescue's going well.
Yeah, but it's bringing attention to the fact that he wants to be better than that.
True.
I love characters who want nothing more than to be better than their past.
Absolutely love that. Not even gonna pretend otherwise.
That's why redemption arcs are so goddamn sexy.
One of my favorite redemption arcs is Zuko alone.
Oh,
E-
absolutely.
even when it's not a redemption arc.
That is like everyone. That is on everyone's like top 5 episodes. Like that and Tales of Ba Sing Se are usually like in the top 3.
Part of what
Of
makes
everyone's
Zuko
episode.
alone work as much as it does is that one, Dante Bosco, great voice actor.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially funny considering that his career up to that point was the kid who played Pan. Like the tri Mohawk kid in the
Rufio.
yeah, Rufio.
Rufio.
Did you know he actually made a movie about like Rufio?
Yeah, it was called Rufio.
Yeah.
It was a short film.
Yeah.
Did you know that he also voiced Rufio the troll in the Vox's Let's Read Homestuck?
Oh, did not even know that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, in Homestuck there's a character that's based off Rufio from Pan, and the Voxes who've been doing a Let's Read was able to get him to, because he's a big Homestuck fan.
Oh, that's neat. To be fair, if I like played a character who was from just sort of an okay movie by Spielberg, I'd probably be like, yeah, this character's important to me.
Did American Dragon come out before or after Avatar?
I think it was around the same time.
Yeah.
American Dragon's great. I haven't seen it in ages, and I really want to watch it again.
I remember how jarring the style change between season 1 and 2 was.
No idea why. That was a weird decision.
Different animation studio.
Fair enough. They changed it from like a buff dragon to a skinny noodle.
Yeah, and they also made the lines a lot thinner in I like the second season's aesthetic a lot more than the first season's.
I liked the design of the dragon in the first season more than the second, but I do like some of the other styles in 2 more. Maybe that's just like I really like just buff dragons. What?
Yeah, well, yeah, you grew up playing Spyro. The first Spyro.
To be fair, none of the dragon dads in the first Spyro game were all that buff.
Yes, they were! Because they only had, like, the one dragon design.
I mean, he was semi-buff, but it wasn't like super buff.
It was the same body type as American Dragon, Season 1.
Fair enough.
Oh no.
Um, yeah, Zuko is like the height of redemption arcs.
Absolutely. And he earns it, which is part of why it works. Oh, dang it.
Yeah, and he stumbles on his road to redemption,
That's part
and
of what
that's
makes it
also
work.
yeah. Be- God, the scene in the finale where he reunites with Iroh, the one where it's like uh I wasn't angry. I was sad that you had lost your way, but you found it again. Like
Absolutely.
that is such a good scene.
Oh, shoot. How are we going to get away?
Probably by a dog that can open portals.
Let's throw it in the river.
Oh,
Hurry now. That won't hold them for long.
imagine if it did nothing.
Of course. Steve was near. Freya's boat.
They will regroup. We should go.
You know, what would be a great idea for a magic item:
Do tell.
a paper boat that, like, like an origami boat. You know, like the kind in It that that becomes a full boat. I was just thinking about it because, like, the item Freyr gave you looked like a folded piece of paper.
It was a folded piece of paper.
Yeah, but I mean, like, imagine that, but folded into the shape of a boat.
Fair enough. Oh, I love that. Look at that. Everything's on fire.
Fire.
Heimdall is dead. Everybody's happy. Except Heimdall.
That tree looks like a hand.
Maybe.
It looked like a hand with trees growing
Uh-oh, we're
out
getting
of the
some sinister
fingertip.
music. What's up?
This is bad.
Oh, sharp waterfall.
Sharp rocks at the bottom?
Most likely.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Booyah!
Relax.
God, I love floating boats.
We're flying.
They fly now.
They fly now.
They fly now.
You're doing it. You're doing it, Peter.
God, I hate that one line. They fly now is so bad.
Yeah, especially since they've been flying since the Clone Wars. You know, it's almost like they fired the person whose job it was to make sure that things stayed consistent with the pre-established lore.
And they killed off the Skywalker family. Which, fair, I guess, but like, dang it, some of the later Skywalkers were so edgy, I love them.
Yeah.
Like Cade Skywalker.
You know how I would have handled the series?
Oh. We gotta doing something.
I was probably gonna get a heroic sacrifice person whose name I don't remember.
His name is Burger. Like burger.
I could go for a burger right now.
I do love me a good burger.
Imagine if he just whiffed it and plummeted.
That would be funny as F, but at the same time, no, I like how this happens.
Well, he's in Valhalla.
Is he?
Probably. I mean, that was the hero's death. What's more heroic than sacrificing yourself so your allies can survive?
Fair enough. I don't
mean,
know.
probably-
Maybe surviving it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, probably the same thing without the dying part. I'm gonna be honest,
I got good news!
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea who any of these people are.
That's because we
Except
didn't do
for
any of their side quests.
that's fair. Damn it, Burger. If only we hung out more.
Survived that.
He's down there picking the dirt out of his nails with the beast's feathers. We'll see.
I love the hint, the bit of doubt in the voice.
We're almost there, just hold on a bit longer.
You want a spoiler?
Don't suppose I missed
He survives.
He's a side quest, yes.
We should do that side quest then.
Well, yes and no.
What? Do we have to go into hell and get his soul back?
No. Yes and no. I would love to do that side quest.
It's too long.
Lunda, we need cloth and boiling water. Red root and
It opens up an entire massive, like 30-hour long extra area to the game.
Damn it, Lunda. Easy.
It's huge. There's so much to do.
In order to get him back?
No, you can rescue him quite easy. It's like not even all that hard. But like it
What's
opens
the-
up an entire massive area, and I would never be able to pull myself away from it to continue the main storyline.
That's fair.
Because it's just filled with side quests. And
All
once
right,
once I indulge in a side quest, my monkey brain goes, ooh, side quest.
That's why I like Majora's Mask far more than Ocarina of Time, because the side quests in Majora's Mask are way better.
Nope. Your boat. Go on. Take it. Sail the skies. Sun yourself.
Hell yeah.
You look like you could use it.
He's making a joke about how pale Kratos is.
That's really fucked up. I mean, he doesn't know, but... Do you think Boy knows why Kratos is so
I
pale?
don't think they've ever talked about it.
It was necessary, not because it was written.
Dad, why are you so pale? I'm wearing the remains of your sister. Kind of ends all conversation, you know?
Oh my god. In the latest Illuminati video, apparently the voiceover just cuts out for a few minutes.
Oh, I've heard that, yeah.
Oh, she is really spiraling. She brought it on herself. God. Like, going back to where the Illuminati drama started is just so... It is the biggest drama that did not need to happen. I mean, it definitely did need to happen, but like, she definitely needed to be exposed. But I
I've
mean,
heard
she
it.
still. It still would have happened because H Bomber Guy was still in the process of making the plagiarism video. That's why he had the video on hand, because he was already in the middle of making that. So if she didn't like try to pick a fight with Legal Eagle, the stuff still would have happened. It just would have happened a few months later. But the fact that the thing she was accusing Legal Eagle plagiarizing weren't even plagiarism, and B, the effects that she listed aren't even the ones that the editor was asking about. That's the part that gets me.
What is it?
So this is a side quest called The Orb.
Ponder it.
Hmm?
Ponder it.
Ponder it.
Ponder the orb.
What sort of orb?
We'll handle that later.
Alright. I am glad that Oz Media was able to raise the funds to keep his house within the first 30 minutes of his live stream.
Oh, that's always good news, you know?
Oh, yeah. And then he ended up playing Lethal Company with One Topic, Wonderstruck, and I think Felix the Kit Kat.
You know,
You know, all
my brother has Lethal Company, so if you ever want, we could do a Lethal Company
I
stream with him.
I don't think it's my kind of game.
Well, I know Biddy has it, so it's something to keep in mind. Anyway, we're at the end. We're 2 hours 15 minutes in. I
Right.
think we're good.
Yeah, let's call it.
Okay. No, well, we still got a little cutscene.
What does that mean? Helga smells something. Could be important. Maybe we should follow her.
It's the scent of survival. This is what leads us into the meetup with what's his face.
Tracks.
Helcas.
Oh, the other boar.
No,
Where are you leading us?
Burger.
Oh,
You want to go back to Sindri's place or call it?
call it.
All right, Sindri's place for next time.
Yeah. All right. Thank you everybody for watching. This was this week's episode of God of War Ragnarok. There's plenty of other stuff to check out on the channel. I'm playing Lies of P.
Yes.
I'm having a blast with it.
Side note, I
We-
don't like how the menu, the pause menu, is like just the bare minimum with some icons.
Yeah.
That's a little lazy, not gonna lie. But if that's like my biggest issue right now, that's like peanuts.
With God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Fair. Also on the channel, there is our friend Biddy is playing Night in the Woods. We just started the investigation phase. There is a couple tabletop RPGs going on. One of which is called System Wasteland, which is a homebrew system created by our friend Chalkv, where aliens turn the world into a JRPG. And the other is a D&D 5e homebrew campaign that I run called World of Tapir, where the players are currently stuck in a time loop. There was my computer did blue screen when recording the latest episode of Tapir.
Oof.
So we only got like the last third of the the last session recorded, which sucks because there was a lot of really good plays going on. Anywho, there is also finally Tabletop Thursday, where on Thursdays, me, Biddy, and Chakri play Tabletop Simulator. We've been on a Red Dragon Inn kick lately. Alright, so, common challenge of the day. Write your own Doctor Who episodes. Is that a good common challenge?
Yeah, sure, that works.
Yeah, right.
I was trying to think if there's anything else coming to mind. I'm like, what mysterious orbs have you ever had in your life?
I don't think people come across mysterious orbs all too often.
I come across a mysterious orb every day in my life.
I believe that's called the sun. You shouldn't look at it.
I know I shouldn't, but when I look at it, it makes me see things. And it hurts.
That is Apollo trying to force the curse of prophecy onto you.
Sometimes I see everything being lit on fire. It's horrifying.
That's called global warming.
Ah, dang it. All right.
And with that out of the way, there's no less say but good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody who isn't Apollo.